Traders, BA here with another report for TTB subscribers. This is January 13th, 2019. We're heading into earnings season, so I wanted to cover some earnings plays, some of the things I'll be doing just to stay active in the market. My bet is that we're going to get earnings surprises to the upside. So based on that, we've just been peppered at the downside, so I'm going to play I'll be a little more active in earnings season than I typically am. And we're going to start off by number one, showing you where you can find upcoming earnings reports, and then some of the favorite ways I like to play them. Alright, in your Thinkorswim platform, if you go over to Market Watch, you'll have some selections up here: quotes, alerts, visualize, financing rates, and then the calendar. So you can select which week you want to look at. You can come over here and select day, what's taking place on a specific day, a specific month, and I like leaving it set to week. Let's see. And then you can just click on list, and it provides you just a summarized list in accordance from newest to oldest events coming up, and that's everything that's taking place. Alright, so let's go week of week of 13 Jan to 19 Jan. That's what we're looking for. So I just scan the list, some stocks that I think potentially could move one way or the other, and just to see what's taking place. And two stocks jump out at me is Delta Airlines and of course Netflix. So you can cursor over any of these things and you'll see exactly when earnings are coming up. You can also flip to the charts and it'll have the nice little earnings and conference call sign on the daily charts for you as well. Alright, so Delta Airlines, I think the move is going higher, but I really don't know, so we're going to structure a trade that takes care of either or. Alright, first thing, let me take this off. First thing we're going to do is we're going to buy Monday morning the at the money straddle. So whatever it's trading at, say before 10 a.m. you want to buy that straddle, and that consists of buying a call, buying a put. You want to place this trade first. One unit is one straddle. Alright, so the second thing you want to do is we want to sell the strangle, and we want to sell what we want to do is go about $3.50 to $4 outside of the straddle that we buy. Alright, so the strangle is at the 52.45 area. So and this is what the trade looks like once you get it on. So again, it's a one unit trade. Max loss on this is about, if it were to get right at the apex range, about $200. Max gain, if it gets to the other side, is about 150. Margin required only costs you about $40 to put on, plus your commissions. So it wouldn't take much to double, triple this thing right here. If we get anywhere, if you get anywhere close to a double and it's not outside of these wings, just take that trade off. Alright, so that's the Delta Airlines trade. This is only good for next week. It expires 18 January, but we want to take this trade off as soon as right after it pops. If it pops past the wings on either side, you got a really nice trade. You can pull it off. You doubled your money at least, probably a little bit more, and it's up to you whether you want to ride it any further. If Delta Airline does not move at all and it stays somewhere between, say, the $50 level and the 47.50, then I would come out. I'd just close the trade out completely. But anyway, that's a trade for Delta Airlines. If you're bullish, you can structure some extremely bullish trades on this. All right, next thing we want to look at is Netflix. All right, I've got several trades on in Netflix right now, so anytime you have, if you have this trouble in Thinkorswim where you try to click on these little squares here for your option trades and nothing's working, go to your charts, left click, then right click. For some reason, that clears it up. So you can see here it just works. Alright, so we've already got one trade on in Netflix. We're looking pretty good in that trade so far. We're holding. I'm hoping, Netflix busts it to the upside on the earnings call. I'm hoping somebody comes along and buys it. I will keep a position on in Netflix probably into perpetuity, just because it's always treated me well, trades well, tends to move a lot. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and deselect these trades and show you what we're going to do. Okay, and this is a little pricey trade here. So, first thing we want to do is buy the straddle. Straddle's going to cost about 11 grand to put the straddle on, okay, in margin. All right, and then you want to, it's just an at the money straddle. So wherever it's trading at, whenever you open your platform up on Monday morning prior to 10 o'clock, you can just buy that at the money straddle. This is a ratioed straddle. All right, so this straddle you're buying is out into February, 1 February. So right here I'm showing the 335. Let me raise this up a little bit. Showing the 335 straddle, which I'm buying the call and the put in the 1 February 19 time frame. All right, what I'm doing to offset that buy and add this to a theta trade in the event it doesn't work is I'm going to sell the 18 January straddle, which is selling the call and selling the put and receiving the credit. So this trade right here, once you put the straddle and the strangle, once you sell the straddle and buy the straddle, it's really going to cost you a single unit about $5,100. All right, again, the ratio is important here. You're buying 3 of the straddles in February and you're selling 2 in the 18 January expiration cycle. Our hope is that Netflix blows it out to the upside. That would be a really nice trade up to 400. If it doesn't and it drops precipitously down to, if this thing dropped 60 to 100, I've seen Netflix drop 100, 150 bucks, a lot cheaper than this right here before. So this trade protects you to the downside. All right, so that's a way to play 2 of my favorite earnings plays for next week. All right, guys, that is it. Wraps it up for the earnings play special report for next week, the week of 13 through 18 January. This is BA signing off.